Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I'm your host, your DFS Jerusalem, coming to you live from the list. You got 150 entries, and then you're a shark, and I don't fuck with you. So there's too much good shit on here. This is the often imitated, never duplicated. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Thank y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy. I may have been calling in to work. You're gonna be in the running for the snowflake of the year. Get your shit together with your snowflake. I'm here at the crib, man, and I'm just finishing up inside. Throw them bitches in the main. I'm telling you. You're gonna see the results, bro. You're gonna see it. Just this is what's really gonna help you out. You know how I feel about the home dogs. There's a lot of fight in the home dogs, and I really think a lot of shit to go over tonight. Who that scoring all them points over there? Player of the night.
Get him in your lineups. Get him in there, and let's go get this money.
Thursday, let's go, and remember, in the sweatshop, we always keep it 300. What up? What's happening? This is the big homie, the DFS Jerusalem, and of course, you can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Tonight, this morning, whatever, we're gonna be chopping up week 4, going over that a little bit. I'm gonna give you an honest look at what happened with me, like I always do. Let you know exactly where we at, what's going down, and we're gonna look forward to week 5 and talk a little bit about the point totals and kind of gauge where we want to start, where we want to begin our lives. This is a very exciting time for the sweatshop. As you all know, we are the leader. You know what I'm saying? As you all know. And NBA is cracking. That's where we butter our bread. NFL, we are a quarter of the way through. So the homies in the shop have a lot of information to look at and to take with us as we go forward into the next quarter of the season. Shout out to the homie Q Dub. Shout out to the homie Samuel like the drum. Shout out to Jeremy Ladd. Shout out to my brother Landon Taylor. Shout out to Ronald the Iceman Coley. So there's a lot for us to talk about. First thing that we're gonna do is, well, first things first. Let's go ahead and do it. We gotta talk about somebody because we got a freak of the week. We gotta talk about the freak of the week, and I'm gonna tell you, the freak of the week this week can no doubt go to Mitchell Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky, easily the freak of the week, goes out at 5.2K in salary on DraftKings. I know he was still cheap, relatively cheap on FanDuel. The dude got your 46.46 DraftKings points. Like, he went completely turkey ham, okay? And it's funny because this is a guy, I have been a truther. I have been a Mitch Trubisky truther over the last season. And me and the Iceman, we've done shows, we've chopped it up, and the Iceman always talks about, if they give him a chance, it's gonna be good. There's something like about him, and I always agreed. Like, I always thought he was a good quarterback. And the first couple of weeks of the season where he just wasn't doing much, I jumped off of the bandwagon, and it just so I always had a Trubisky line somewhere tucked away. And it just so happened, if you wanted to win $1 million this week, if you wanted to really get to the money, you kind of had to have Mitchell Trubisky somewhere in your bills, man. And he went the fuck off. And that is why the homie, Mitchell Trubisky, you are the freak of the week, and you the man. So it was a lot of good scoring out there, too. Like, Luck, we saw him come up. Like, we didn't really have that Ridley guy from last week, although Corey Davis had a pretty solid weekend. But, bro, Trubisky was that guy. He was that guy. So let's take a look at what I did this week. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. It sucked. My weekend sucked. Up until Monday night. This was my very best line on DraftKings. FanDuel wasn't so bad. I think I made like $5 on FanDuel. I didn't lose anything. But on DK, I had like 60 in, 70 in, and I got like 13 back. So that was horrible. And this was my best lineup. And I'm going to tell you, I only played Deshaun Watson in a lineup one time. This is the only Deshaun Watson, only Houston stack I had. Everything else was either Matt Ryan stacks or it was either Andy Dalton stacks. It was Drew Brees stack. I had maybe a Eli Manning for good measure. Had some Baker Mayfield, a little bit of Derek Carr, but for the most part, like the week was trash. And we see these scores, like we see these killer scores in DFS now. They're just so high, and a lot of that I think can be attributed to defenses are not wanting to really lay a hit on the quarterback, and quarterbacks are getting way more time to throw. I don't know why my quarterback ain't got no time to throw, but everybody else quarterback has forever and a day to throw the ball, and we're seeing this, exponential increase in scoring across the NFL. So I think that's the new trend. I think that is just what it is. We're gonna get used to 180-point cash lines. That's just what it's gonna be. So tighten up and get with it. That's just what it is, right? So what made my week profitable was this Sunday slate, the Sunday Monday slate. That's what made my week profitable. And this lineup here that I finished 94th in, bro, they were knocking at the door. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs were knocking at the door. If the guy throws a touchdown to Chris Conley, I fucking win 20 racks, and it was tough. It was tough. But Kareem Hunt ended up running it in. I still had points with that, so it was it was very decent. I got everything I lost back and then some. So I ended up having a profitable week again, the fourth week in a row where I was profitable. And this is a guy who does not play cash games. I do not play cash games. I'll play cash games in MLB, but I do not. The closest I'm ever going to get to cash games is single entry tournaments. I don't play cash games. I know a lot of people do, and I get it. I understand it, but I just don't. I don't. I want to hit a big lick, and I want to get to the money. And I've been a profitable player for the last 4 years by just playing cash games. That's all. I'm not playing cash games. I don't play them, but I don't suggest you all do that. If you like playing cash games, play them. I just don't. Mo, when Florence hit, I said, damn, I hope he's okay. I see you now, bro. Fuck a game, you good, man. Glad you and your family. Shout out to Miss J, bro. Shout out. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, man, I'm doing all right, man. Yeah, the storm was tough, but we made it through it, man. Thank you. Shout out to the fam that helped me make it through the storm too. So that was my week so far. Let's go ahead and take a look at the point totals jumping off for this week 5. Okay. First things first, I want to look at some of the tournaments because what's up with the Millie? What's up with the Millie is 20. Now the Millie is back to $20. Okay, the Millie is back to $20. It was 10 last week, but on DraftKings, the Millie Maker is back to 20. We've got this play action, the $3 joint with 637,000 people. I never enter that tournament. It's just too many entries. I don't care about that one. The Thursday night showdown is gonna be jumping off. Okay, it is a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So let's go ahead before we look at the actual I'm gonna pull this up, the creator line. I'm gonna just pull that up. So as we go through the games, we can take a look at it. Okay. Let's do What Sport NFL, of course. And we with the classic, and we're gonna go through we're gonna do the main joint. Nah, let's hit them all. Let's hit them all. Let's hit them all. We're gonna go through every game. We're gonna go through every game. Alright, so good. And we're gonna blow this up some so we have a little bit more room. Cool, that's lit. Okay. Alright, so first game. I believe the Thursday night game. The Thursday night game is New England and the Indianapolis Colts. Now we got a 53-point total. I was really bullish on the homie all week, and I'm talking about Andrew Luck. Like I really didn't want to be involved in the Andrew Luck stuff. I knew he couldn't throw the ball like deep down the field, but what he did do was he threw the ball 60 times, and he completed 40 of those 60 passes. So they dinked and dunked all day. I mean, they have no running game, and they use the short passing game like the running game, much like what the New England Patriots do, actually. But we've got the Colts here. It's a 53-point total. The game is in Foxborough. You've got the New England Patriots giving up 10 here. Indianapolis, one of the worst defenses in the league. I want to see what they give up to quarterbacks. Let's see. Indianapolis. Okay, yeah, they give up 17.9 points per fantasy points per game to quarterbacks. You've got the New England Patriots who give up 16.79 fantasy points, and this is a fantasy football scoring. This is fantasy football scoring. This is not like anything else. But so to give that much up, so these are both like two middling defensive teams. Who, if I'm playing cats, I think this is stackable. I do. I think this is stackable. I love, I would stack toward the Brady side and maybe get a run it back with a guy like T.Y. Hilton. But let's check the prices on them, see where they are. Okay. Brady's at 6.3. Still, the pricing seems very soft on DraftKings, man. The pricing seems very soft. Andrew Luck is 5.8 here. As far as the running backs go, we've got James White at 6.1. He was so highly owned. Sony Michel, who I liked more than James White last week, but James White had a better game. You've got nobody running for this Hines kid and Marlon Mack, who was questionable. You got no running game for them. Now, as far as wide receivers go, you got T.Y. Hilton at 6'6". Josh Gordon is 5'8". I think now is a time where you can play Josh Gordon if he does suit up for this one. Julian Edelman should be back here. Chris Hogan at 4.5. Yo, what happened to Hogan, bro? Hogan fell all the way off. And a lot of it depends on Gronk, too. A lot depends on Gronk. If Gronk is healthy or not. I know he's questionable. He's at 6.4. This is a really bad team against tight ends. I'm talking about the Indianapolis Colts. So Jack Doyle probably still going to be out. That's going to put Eric Ebron back in play at 4.6 here. There's a lot to like about this one. There really is. There's a lot to like about this one. And I don't think that a lot of people are going to Jeremy Lass said the price is starting to piss me off. It's very soft. The pricing it looks like it's set up to where a novice player can get the big names he wants. You know what I'm saying? The pricing is a little bit soft, and we need that to tighten up, and it will. I believe it will. So that's the Thursday game. The first game on Sunday is going to be the Baltimore Ravens giving up 3 points at Cleveland. Now this game is always like a cool game to watch because this Cleveland team is like Baltimore, because didn't Baltimore move to Cleveland? Didn't the Colts something happened where the Cleveland Browns are actually the Baltimore Ravens? It's some crazy shit. But it's a 47-point total here. Flacco had a really solid week out last time. Let's take a look at the pricing to see how that shakes out. Bop, bop. Where we got Flacco is still stupid cheap at 5.4. Baker Mayfield still pretty cheap at 5.3. But we have seen Baltimore tighten up defensively against quarterbacks. I don't love Baker Mayfield in this spot. I think, with those other huge point total games, I would much rather look there in terms of a quarterback. But I do think that Joe Flacco is going to be in play. At running back, you got Hyde at 5.2, and I'm not playing a running back against the Baltimore Ravens, but Alex Collins here, I made a couple quick little joints, like little wait and look lineups, and I was falling on Alex Collins a lot, bro. At 5K, I kind of like him. I kind of like a combination of Collins and Buck Allen actually, but I do. I kind of like this one. I do. I like Allen here. John Brown, somebody who I just absolutely love, week in and week out. He is like the take the top off deep threat that he was in Arizona. And if Flacco can't do anything else, he can throw the deep ball with enough accuracy to where John Brown can run right under it. So be on the lookout for John Brown this week. I'm not as big on Michael Crabtree as I had been, when he first came over here this season. Because of John Brown. And that's the perfect, like, if I wanted to stack John Brown and Flacco, it would be a great run back to go with a guy like Jarvis Landry. So this I'm not saying this could be like a big stack game, but if you wanted to play three guys, like a quarterback, wide receiver, and running back with one, this could definitely be a way to go. So I kind of like that. Tight ends, not much here. A lot of y'all are big on David Njoku. I'm not. I don't love him in this spot. Hurst for Baltimore, Andrews. Don't really love those guys a ton, but I think, if you're looking for some salary saving options, maybe those are guys that you could take a look at. Let's move on to the next game. The total is just so low here that it's not something that I'm really like fucking with. Then we've got the Kansas City Chiefs going to Jacksonville. I mean, at home, at Arrowhead against Jacksonville. So Jacksonville's coming to town, and guess what? We've got the Jacksonville Jaguars involved in a game where the point total was 51.5. And a lot of that has to do with how bad Kansas City can be defensively, but it's also got a lot to do with Patrick Mahomes. Now, Mahomes just went up against the Denver Broncos, and we saw what he's able to do against one of the league's better defenses. This dude is for real. When y'all seen that dude make that one when he switched hands and threw with his left hand to Tyreek Hill, that's when I knew they were gonna win that game. Like that's what changed that game. So if I were you, like I wouldn't just write off uh I wouldn't just write off Mahomes. I wouldn't. I wouldn't just write off Mahomes. I think people are, and he's priced at 6.2. I think that he does so much where he can come in at kind of low ownership for what he's done so far this season and still be good. I think so. Blake Bortles, another guy that I like at 5.5. I think he is a usable option here. In terms of running backs, Jacksonville, they'll be rolling out Leonard Fournette. We know that the Kansas City Chiefs are one of the worst teams in the league, the bottom half teams in the league against running backs. So Fournette would be in play if he is playing. If not, T.J. Yeldon. Kareem Hunt at 5.8 is stupid cheap, but I really don't want to play him. He's not enough of a pass catcher. Yo, Chuck Thornton, thank you, my brother. Much love to you, family. Much love to you, man. Steve Smith, what's up, big homie? DFS little monster. But yeah, man. Kareem Hunt is not enough of a pass catcher out of the backfield to make me want to jump and attack the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. You see what I'm saying? Like he's not enough of a pass catcher out of the backfield. I mean, he can do it, but just not with enough, certainty. So Fournette would be a play for me in this spot. Let's take a look at the wide receivers here. If you like Mahomes, like he's got to throw the ball to somebody, and you got Tyreek Hill at 6.9, who was a matchup nightmare for anybody. The problem will be for Jacksonville that while their front seven is really good and they do a great job of getting to the quarterback, do you really want to chase Mahomes out of the pocket and make him mobile and throw it because he's able to throw the ball down the field with accuracy? You know what I mean? So if you're gonna play Mahomes, I think Tyreek Hill is a guy that you can play. Sammy Watkins is a guy that you can play. I love Keelan Cole at 4.9. D.D. Westbrook is in play for me at 4.7. Yo, I kind of like this game, bro. 51 over under here. Vegas believes in Mahomes. Kid is so good, unfazed tonight. Yo, Jeremy, that I agree with that wholeheartedly. That dude is good. That dude is real good. He's something, bro. Tight ends. Kelsey, take a look at Kelsey, bro. He took a big shot in last night's game, and it could be an issue there. And you got Austin Safari and Jenkins, cheap as shit at 2.9, bro. Okay, nobody's gonna want to play people from this game. They're gonna look at the Jaguars and think, oh man, low scoring game. But you look at Bortles, Safarian Jenkins, and Keelan Cole, and D.D. Westbrook, and these cheaper guys. All of these guys are stupid cheap. They could make it possible for you to do what you need to do and let your nuts hang in other areas. So I'm gonna be looking at this offense. I am. I'm gonna be taking a look at this offense most definitely. So the next game we're gonna talk about is the Tennessee Titans. They're giving up 3 points, going to Buffalo, and this is a 39-point total. And I gotta believe in what Vegas is doing here, okay? Because I mean, both of these teams are in kind of a disarray. More so the Buffalo Bills, even though coming off of that big win against Minnesota the week before last, they got their ass handed to them by the Green Bay defense, which is not that good. Josh Allen looked like a deer in the headlights. I even went on a limb and was like, yo, I'm gonna play some Kelvin Benjamin, which was a huge mistake. should not have messed with that. Should not have messed with that. But Mariota came out last week and had a nice game. I don't want a quarterback in either of these situations. I do think that Deion Lewis is in play at 5.4. McCoy, man, what is going on with LaShawn McCoy, man? He seems to be injured. Just not playing very well. I don't look. This game, this total was so low, man. I'm not fucking with this. The Corey Davis is at 6.4. That's way too much for what he. Nah. I ain't fucking with this game. This is a pass. This whole game is a pass to me. I don't need nothing from this game. Yeah, that whole game. I don't need. I'm good. I don't need nothing from that game. Next game, the Carolina. Yo, I gotta tell y'all, my wife, my lovely wife, she's sitting over there, beautiful. You know what I'm saying? What she ended up doing, man, she ended up getting your boy, her, and me, a couple tickets to the Carolina and the New York Giants game, man. So I'm gonna be headed out to Charlotte Saturday night, and we're gonna be enjoying the game. And I don't remember if y'all remember the friend of mine that passed away recently, big time Panthers fan, man. That's gonna be bittersweet to go down there and check out, and be down there and watch them and the Panthers and whatever, mostly whatever. But so Carolina Panthers at home against my New York Football Giants. I am off of my Giants right now. I am yeah. I am off of my Giants right now. There's only one player that I could play with confidence. There's only one player on this whole team that I really feel like I can play with confidence, and it's probably not who you think it is. Cam Newton is at 6.4. The Giants have actually been limiting quarterbacks. I'm gonna go and take a look at this one to see what the Giants do against quarterbacks. 16.3 points QB versus the Giants, right? But the problem is the situation what it is. You don't need to throw the ball well against us to beat us. You don't. You don't. You don't. You don't need that to beat us. And Cam Newton is more than just a quarterback. He's a runner. So I ain't gonna let this little red 5 scare me. I think Cam Newton is in play. Can I play Eli Manning at 4.9? No, I'm not doing it. In terms of running backs, I think McCaffrey and Barkley both are in play here. Actually, Barkley is a guy that I really like because if Eli Manning is struggling and he's not throwing the ball down the field, he's gonna be throwing the ball to Saquon Barkley. So I could see this game with him getting double-digit targets and catching 6 or 7 balls, maybe breaking one, scoring a touchdown, a rushing touchdown, maybe a receiving touchdown. So I think Barkley is going to be in play at 7.7. In terms of wide receivers, the Giants, one of the best teams in the league against receivers. The secondary is actually playing very well. If you remember the other day against New Orleans Saints, man, they got in the red zone 3 times, all 4 times, field goals. So uh, you don't need to pass the ball against the Giants. You can just run. So so uh, I don't have any interest in any wide receivers here. And as far as tight ends go, Evan Ingram being out, don't really love that. Don't want to play Rhett Ellison at 2.7. So this is another game that I feel like I won't have much involvement in. Um, Next game is going to be the New York Jets. What's up, Mo? I had that $3,400 hit off $26, ready to get back to the suite. Yo, that's right. Yo, the homie went ham. He went for 3 racks plus off a $26 buy-in, man. Shout out to the homie and had the logo loud and proud, man. That's my guy. Shout out to the homie, man. Thank you for rocking with us, man. New York Jets giving up 2 to the Denver Broncos. It's a 43.5 point total. I think this could be more of a defensive game. I could definitely see grabbing a defense from here. Definitely, I could see grabbing a defense from here. That wouldn't be a bad play at all. Let's take a look at them because both of these teams play very well defensively. Like I don't want Keenum and Darnold. I don't want that. Lindsey, Bilal Powell at 4. Now running back from here could be lit. Like Powell, Lindsey, Crowell, all of those guys fairly cheap because you can run the ball against this team. But I'm good. I don't want to dig too deep with this game. Yeah, I don't want to dig too deep with this one. Even the tight ends. Yeah, the Jets are the best team in the league over the first 4 weeks of the season against tight ends. I don't love that. It's another game that I don't have to have exposure to. And I hope you notice, bro, DFS this season so far has been about picking your spots, man. Grabbing a hold to a great game. The game that's pushed in everybody's face as, oh my God, you got to roster everybody from this game. It's the highest point total of the week. Like that, like the Giants and Saints game. Oh my God, this game is gonna score 100 points, and everybody jumped on it. And the whole time, the best game to stack was like outside of the Chicago Bears stack was the Atlanta Cincinnati or the Chargers and the 49ers. Like that was a good game. You see what I'm saying? So those are the games that we gotta find. Those are the games that we gotta find. So next one is the Pittsburgh Steelers giving up 3.5 to the Atlanta Falcons. This game is at Heinz Field. This is the biggest total of the week. This is the game that everybody is going to want a piece of. 57 points is going to be the total. Let's take a look at it and see what we got. From a quarterback standpoint, you got Matt Roethlisberger, Matt Ryan, Ben Roethlisberger, 6.9, 6.6. Both QBs are playable here. Running backs, you got James Conner at 7.5. To me, that's a little bit too expensive for what he does and hasn't been doing. We got to know what's up with Devontae Freeman. We got to find out what's up with Devontae Freeman. Tevin Coleman, who's going to be starting there. I'm not big on John Connor. Like, I'm good. I don't need John Connor. I'm good. I would go quarterback and 2 pass catchers. Like, Antonio Brown is now 9.1. Julio, 8.5, who I definitely think is playable. Juju Smith-Schuster is playable. Calvin Ridley, Sanu. Like, you can get some of the cheaper parts of this game, like Sanu and Ridley. And you don't have to have, Julio and AB to get off. But I like a few of these parts. Okay, to what you're saying, this is the game that peeps will go after. Oh yeah, this is the game, bro. Yo, this is the game that everybody's gonna want to play. Everybody's gonna stack this shit. By now, week 4, yeah, everybody's gonna stack this. Because look at this. In terms of points given up to quarterbacks, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? 4 and 5. Like 4 and 5. Some of the worst. So I want to look at wide receivers against wide receivers. Pittsburgh, right there, number 2. Atlanta, right there, number 6. So, let's get the tight ends. Let's take a look. Pittsburgh, giving it up, number 2 to tight ends. I love Hooper. I love Hooper. I do like Hooper. So, they've been giving it up. Like, they have literally been giving it up. So, we talk about tight ends. Vance McDonald against Atlanta is playable at 3.7. But look at Hooper, man. At 3K, he's usable. And Jesse James hasn't been completely phased out. 57 feels too low, says Jeremy Ladd. I'm telling you, bro. Everybody is gonna be on this game. I promise you, everybody's gonna be on this game. And for good reason. I mean, it's a 57-point total. But the other game is probably going to be the one that wins you a tournament. You know what I mean? Next game we got is going to be the Green Bay Packers giving up 1.5 points to the Detroit Lions. This game is going to be in Detroit. It's a 50.5 point total. And this game is very sexy to me. I kind of like this game because you get something in this game that you don't get in any other game. And you get any other game this week. You get like crazy history, the Green Bay and Detroit narrative. You get 2 of the biggest arms in the game at the same time. You get Aaron Rodgers at 6.3, when people are kind of down on him. People are kind of down on Aaron Rodgers right now. Okay, so I like that. Anytime I can get Aaron Rodgers in a situation where not a lot of people like him, I feel good about that. Okay, the running backs on both teams pretty much suck. From Kerryon Johnson to Aaron Jones to Riddick. So the game is gonna be a passing game, and you've got from Devontae Adams, Golden Tate, Golladay, Geronimo Allison, and Randall Cobb. Both of those guys are questionable, so more value could open up as the week. Mo, are the Green Bay Detroit games typically high scoring? I have to take a look at that. We have to take a look at that. But I like this. And then even from a tight end perspective, where you got Jimmy Graham at 4.7, Luke Wilson at 2.6, I think this could be a game that kind of pops, and it goes with low ownership, and people don't really look at it. You know what I mean? That's what put me on Matt Ryan the other week when everybody was kind of just down on him, and usually that's when those guys respond. The next game we got is the Cincinnati Bengals at the crib. They're giving up 6 points to the Miami Dolphins. 50.5 point total, the same as Green Bay and Detroit. But the difference here is Cincinnati's at the crib, and it's a 6 point differential. Miami just got the ass whipped by the Patriots, so maybe they want to come out gunning. But I want to have a look. Let's have a look at what happens against quarterbacks. Cincinnati against quarterback. Okay, they're giving it up. Okay. Okay. Cincinnati giving it up to quarterbacks. 24.19 average. I like that. They're 6th ranked. Could Miami be in play here? What they give up to wide receivers? Cincinnati. What are they giving up? They're right there, number 10. So could we play Tannehill? Could we play Stills? I would say so. Tannehill's 5.2. Tannehill's 5.2. I think you can play him. Tannehill's 5.2. They don't have a running game because they've got Kenyon Drake, and he's 4.7. Joe Mixon and Giovanni Bernard, both of those guys questionable. Mixon could be back this week, so that's going to kind of muddy that water a little bit. As far as receivers go, A.J. Green at 7.2, good price on him. Tyler Boyd still fairly cheap at 5.7. Kenny Stills 5.4. I like Kenny Stills. Super Chop says you see a lot of defense in this game. And Miami stack will be contrarian. Dan Harkin says he likes the Cincinnati defense. Okay. Tight ends. Yeah, Eifert. Yeah, that hurt. Eifert is out. That hurt. But so Uzama at 2.9. Tyler Croft at 2.9. The problem is you don't know which one of those guys is going to take the step and really lead the way. So that's kind of rough. That's kind of rough. All right, next game we got is the Los Angeles Chargers giving up 5.5 points, going to Oakland. Now this has the potential to be like that game that goes ham. Like this game has that potential to go ham. 53.5. You got Phillip Rivers at the crib. Oakland coming to town, who's been very lackluster on defense. I want to take a look and see what they give up. Look, Oakland right here, number 4th for quarterbacks. They're giving it all the way up against quarterbacks. The Chargers are right there, 7th, giving it up. Yo, this could be the one, bro. This could be the one. This could be the one. Let's take a closer look. Where you at, baby? Yeah, this could be the one right here, bro. Phillip Rivers 6.7, Derek Carr 5.2. He woke up last game. Melvin Gordon 8.6. Melvin Gordon just has been nuts so far this season. Marshawn Lynch at 5.5. Austin Eckler is still cheap at 4.2. Yeah, this could be the one, bro. Keenan Allen's under 8K. Amari Cooper had a good week last week. I like people to go to this game and go to Amari Cooper so I can go another direction because I hate Amari Cooper. Jordan Nelson at 4.5. Mike Williams 4.2. Had a down week last week. People are not going to want to play him. So he's there, available. Yo, this might be the one, bro. Chargers defense suffering without Bosa, and he is still out. Rivers love Oakland this week like a fat kid love cake. Talk to me, beast mode, says Jeremy Ladd. All right, cool. So this is a play. Jared Cook at 4.8. Gates 2.8. Yeah, man. Virgil Green. I wish they would use the tight end more. But they've been throwing the ball a lot to the running backs. I wish they would use the tight end more. Because Gates and Rivers are special together when they do hook up. This could, if I had to pick a game to be the high scoring game of the week, this is it. This is it. I really like this game. That's my favorite game so far. Then we got San Francisco -4 against Arizona. We are in San Francisco, and I'm gonna tell you something funny about this game. I actually do like David Johnson again. David Johnson had a quiet 18 points this week, and nobody talked about it. Nobody said it. Nobody cared. He just went out there and went to work and had some good yards. CJ Beathard is here. CJ Beathard is here. He's 4.9. Josh Rosen 4.7. Yo, I kind of like Josh Rosen this week. If I had to pick like a cheap, stupid quarterback just to throw out that could kind of have a great game, it would be Josh Rosen. I like for some reason I've got a feeling I like Josh Rosen. I would like to pair him with David Johnson, who's at 6.3. Nobody's gonna want to play David Johnson. They haven't wanted to play him. He had 18 plus DraftKings points the other week, and he went up 100 because he was 6.2, I think, and went up to 6.3. He just had a good game. David Johnson just had a good game for his price point. Let's look. Week 4 against Seattle. He had 22 attempts. That's what you want to see. 71 yards, 21 a touchdown, 3 receptions for 41 yards. He did lose a fumble. He had 19 points for 6.6. He went down. He scored 20 and went down. They finally gave David Johnson 20 plus carries. Now if they could just give him 8 plus targets, he could smash. I think it's gonna happen, bro. And we want to be ahead of that curve. We want to be there when that happens. Then you got Breida at 5.7, which Arizona is the worst team in the league against running backs. So Breida, even though he's questionable, could be a solid play here. I like that. In terms of wide receivers, Fitzgerald, Goodman, I don't like none of that shit. Chris Kirk would be the only person I think you could play if you wanted to save some salary. And of course, this team does play well against tight ends, but George Kittle is going to be force-fed the ball, and Ricky Seals-Jones at 2.9 is a usable option. If I was playing, well, since I'm going to play Rosen, I'm probably going to play Rosen, Seals-Jones, and David Johnson, and hope for 70 points. I'm going to do that and hope for 70 points. I'm going to play those 3 guys and hope I can get 70 out of them because I got 5 more slots, and if I can get maybe 120, 130 out of that, I can get to 200. I'll be fine. All right, that's how I'm looking at that. The next game we're looking at is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles at the crib, giving up 3 points to the Minnesota Vikings. It's a 44.5 point total. Carson Wentz looks to be. He looks good. He looks. Is he Carson Wentz that we all remember? You know what I'm saying? But he looks good. He looks good. And the Philadelphia defense does not look like it did last year. The Minnesota Vikings defense does not look like it looked last year. So I think there's guys that are playable. Okay. Cousins at 6K is playable. Carson Wentz 5.8 is definitely playable. The running backs here, not guys that I like, from Jay to I don't like none of that running back game. Thielen, I think, is definitely a solid play. Thielen, Stephon Diggs, Alshon Jeffrey, we got him back healthy. That's gonna definitely help out. Look what he got now. Look what he got. Look what he has. Jeffrey, he has Aguilar, he has Jordan Matthews, he has a couple of good tight ends, Zach Ertz, the Goddard kid. So Wentz could be in play. Personally, this Minnesota thing, it might be the game we want to jump on. Okay, I can dig that. Right. So this is a good game too. And see, that's what we're doing now. We just circling games. We circling games. We highlighting games, saying, "Yo, I like this one," because we know that NFL DFS right now is jumping on the right stack. Same thing like we did in baseball. All right. Then we got the Rams in Seattle. This is a 50-point total. The Rams giving up 7 points. They're not giving up a lot of points, so I kind of like this total here. And McVay, until you see some stuff that I didn't see, McVay offenses are just playable. Golf at 6.5 looks usable. I don't really want to play much guys against this Rams defense, but Russell Wilson at 5.1 is something to look at, but I don't love it. Gurley at 9.4 is stupid expensive, but usable nonetheless. I'm not a big fan of Chris Carson here The guy that got the run was Mike Davis last time out at 3.5. And if Chris Carson can't go, and you're telling me I get Mike Davis, who had a shit ton of carries at 3.5, it could be worth a stop. It could be. Wide receivers from Brandon Cooks to Robert Woods to Cooper Kupp. This is like this because, I mean, no Earl Thomas. He's done for the season. So Earl Thomas is gone. So that's definitely going to affect the secondary. They're going to thrash them, bro. They're going to thrash them. Tight ends, there's no tight ends here to be talking about. Higbee, nah. And they don't even use a tight end. The Rams they might as well not even have a tight end on the roster. They don't even use them. So, next one we got is the Houston Texans. This is the 8:20 game. Houston Texans at the crib with the Dallas Cowboys coming. It's a 45-point total, and the Texans are giving up 3.5 here. And I gotta tell you, you can give me all you. Hey. You can give me all the Deshaun Watson I can stand. Deshaun Watson at 6.2. Some of y'all are going to play Dak Prescott. I'm good on that because you don't know who to pair him with. Deshaun Watson, Zeke at 8.4 is playable. Lamar Miller is stupid cheap, but he's questionable. Nuke Hopkins, if Will Fuller is out, you could look at Kiki Kuti at 4.2, but I like Hopkins though. Griffin again at tight end at 2.5 is somebody you can look at. I like him this week. And then the Monday night game is the New Orleans Saints at the crib against the Washington Redskins. And this is another game that should be fairly high scoring. We look at the Saints. They give it up the most to quarterbacks in the league. Problem is, the problem is it's Alex Smith. You know what I mean? That's the problem. So the Redskins are pretty good against quarterbacks so far. One of the better teams in the league at this point. I think from a statistical standpoint, because there's not a lot of they haven't played as much games as everybody else, so don't worry about that. But you got the Saints here, Washington. Let's put it up, bam. And this, if you're playing that Thursday slate, the Monday Thursday slate, Drew Brees at 6.4, Alex Smith at 5.7. That makes Smith playable. Kamara at 9.6, stupid high price. We do get Mark Ingram back. I want to look. And see what Mark Ingram's role is going to be, or what Kamara's role is going to be with Mark Ingram back, before I pay 9.6K for Kamara. I think this might be a week where I just jump off Kamara entirely because of Mark Ingram coming back. I don't think there's enough touches for him to justify almost 10K in salary. Not with Mark Ingram coming back. Michael Thomas at 8.7. Paul Richardson Jr. stupid cheap. Crowder's cheap. But I would look at Jordan Reed here at 5.6 if I'm playing somebody. Ben Watson at 3.2 does have some appeal to him. So all in all, man, we got a really good week of football, man. The Saints in the dome don't matter the defense. Okay, Thompson probably better play here over AP because they will probably be down when AP gets the rock. I gotcha. So some of the games that we looked at, of course, and write this down. We like everybody else, we understand the reasoning behind the Pittsburgh Atlanta game. We like that one. But we also liked the New England Indianapolis game. We liked the Jacksonville and Kansas City game. We kind of like that one as a sneaky game. We love the Chargers in Oakland. We love that one. We think that the Philadelphia Minnesota could be a very sneaky game to fuck with, and a lot of people are not going to want to deal with that. And we think Green Bay and Detroit has a lot of potential. So let's hone in on those games. Definitely keep each other abreast of what injury news and notes come out throughout the week about those players and those games and just all players all together. Let us remain a family tied. And at some point, bro, these NFL scores are so high, you're going to have to keep it 300 for real in order to get to some money. So this has been the big homie, the DFS Jerusalem. You can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. If you want to be a part of what we do in the DFS Sweatshop, it's very simple. You go to the website. It is DFS Sweatshop, DFSSweatshop.com. Wait a minute. Let me type it up. Bam. DFSSweatshop.com. You jump in there. Upon your paid subscription, you will be entered into the very best Facebook group online where we chop it up all things DFS from NBA to MLB to NASCAR, shout to Jeremy Ladd, football, baseball, everything. Anything you want to fuck with. You jump in, you go to the website, you hit join now, and a couple options. Your $14.99 USD monthly or the $119.99, the all-year pass, gets you through for a full calendar year. Come and fuck with us. Much love to all of y'all out there. Let's get it in. We are out. Peace. And keep it 300.